What's up, everyone? It's me again, the ruler of the Great Demon, here with another fictional character Goliath Update Talk. My God, it's been a while since I did one of these, and I thought maybe right before I finish up Gray versus Sub-Zero, I should be making one of these to talk about future things, like animators that are coming, thanking a lot of them for all these future and old fights, and how the series has been progressing. It's been really a really amazing few months, if you ask me. It's only been during June since I made the series, and we're already on episode 9. And each animator is getting better and better. Each animator is great in their own kind of way, if you ask me. Even when people didn't like Bill Cipher versus Dementia, I still loved it. I still love the animation. I just wish he didn't draw it, but I hope he does better with a future fight I asked him to do, which is not going to be all drawn on. But well, I hope so because I found them sprites and everything, even got from the manga, which one of the characters are from. Speaking of animators, a lot of these animators are really amazing people. People don't know how hard it is to actually find some of these animators and how hard it is to actually convince them and help them choose a fight that they actually want to animate for me. It was really hard to actually find someone to actually animate the first fight I really wanted to, which was Alucard versus Valve Torres. That fight was actually one of the fight I actually wanted to start out my series with, because that's a fight I love to talk about. Because I love both characters and I both love the concept behind that actual fight. Even though it was a big stomp for Valvatore, it was still an amazing fight. And well, with animators, it's pretty hard. I talk to them frequently, and the newest animator I just got was LK64 doing the whole Sub-Zero versus Great Fullbuster fight, which was a fight a friend in real life actually wanted because he loves Sub-Zero and Mortal Kombat. So I found opponent for Sub-Zero. It was either Sub-Zero versus Azdev, or Sub-Zero versus Mr. Freeze, or Sub-Zero versus Gray. And there was only one pair of sprites for a fight for an opponent for Sub-Zero, and that was Great Fullbutt. And let's see, the research is actually really hard to find for that character of Gray, because I needed to have a long script for it. The explanation itself was like a good 24 minutes I actually made for Great Fullbutt, for the who wins in that fight. I'm not saying who yet, but you guys already seen the animation. I'm pretty sure it's spoiled already, but I don't really mind. He deserves to have it up when he wanted to. So, yeah. Well, the whole fight itself was pretty awesome. I was really expecting something like that to happen. And, well, I'm just happy that he did it. It's really amazing to have someone like him, LK64, to actually animate a fight for me. It has that cool feeling, that's this really amazing anime to actually make a fight for me. It's really awesome. And not saying that he's any better, like, he does have some good animation that are, like, a little bit better than some others that I had. Well, but, I can't really judge them, because each animator is special and unique in their own way when it comes to animation. Oh, and speaking of, like, fights and animation, there was actually Death Battle. Death Battle actually affirmed about Terry Bogard versus Ken, the fight I wanted to see ever since Season 2 of Death Battle came out. Ever since Terminator vs. Robocop, I wanted to see Ken Masters versus Terry Bogard. And if they didn't do it, I was going to do it for my series. And I'm kind of happy, kind of sad about that, because I wanted to do the fight myself, actually, and do it. I really wanted to, because I wanted to try that fight out for my own. I had a whole winner and everything. Like, mostly it was Terry Bogard, because he was actually more skilled, had more abilities, and technique itself. Well, Ken is mostly not really that, hasn't really done many things. And people always question me, am I really biased to any kind of character I have in my series? And well, I'm not trying to be biased in any fight. People say I mostly was biased during Bowser versus DDD and Samurai Jack versus Mortal Kenshin, which isn't true. I love the Kirby series way more than I do the Mario series. I love Bowser more than DDD, but it's really based on research on who should have won. And with some of these fights, I didn't want some of these characters to win their fights, like Bill Cipher versus Dementia. I wanted Dementia to win that fight, but the research I had, it was always going with Bill Cipher. And fights like Himura Kenshin versus Samurai Jack, I wanted Himura Kenshin to win that fight. I really did. But with the research I had, like I said, Himura Kenshin loses the fight because he can't kill. And mostly because with Bowser vs. DDD, with that fight, Bowser just beats him in everything. The only thing that DDD really beats him in is with intelligence. And people really like argue with me at some point saying I copy Death Battle. I get some of these private messages saying that. I'm not going to show these guys because I don't want people getting attacking them. Well, I'm not trying to copy Death Battle. That's why I'm doing fights they don't do. Any fight that they're going to do, I'm not going to do it. That's why I'm not doing Terry Bogard versus Ken Masters, the fight I wanted to do for episode 11 after, well, I'm not going to tell what fight was going to be episode 10 because that would spoil the fight. Well, let's just say the guy who animated Himura Kenshin versus Samurai Jack is actually coming back to animate that fight. Oh, and speaking of new animators coming back, Dark Box is coming back. You know Dark Box, the guy who animated Freddy Krueger versus Nightmare. He's actually animating 3 other fights. One of them you guys already know, which is Sans versus Mewtwo. People have been asking me about that fight a few times. Even in real life, some people asked about it. Which is really funny because these kids were from my school asking about when am I doing Sans versus Mewtwo. Sans versus Mewtwo is still in early development because he's working on a fight that's going to be 6 minutes long for my series. It's a fight I really don't want to do, but it's for a friend in real life who helped start my channel. Ender Gamer actually was the one who helped me start my channel, and I'm doing this fight just for him. And also for Weed Baby, who's actually Gabriel, since we don't talk to each other anymore. I don't want to talk about why. But this was amazing. I can't wait to see him doing the animation again. He already almost had it done with the trailer that I'm posting up after episode 10, which is not going to tell you still. Well, the fight is something you guys might not like, guys might like, might not like. It's all based on your guys' opinion. You guys might not even like the winner. Can't wait to see how many people get angry about me not letting the actual loser win this fight. Well, whenever it's all based on research, and if I was being biased, I would have let the loser actually win this fight. It's all based on research and actually who I believe will actually win a fight. It's not any time based about any kind of winner. If it was, a lot of these fights would have ended up differently, like Nightmare versus Freddy Krueger, like the video you guys watching right now. Nightmare would have won if I went all biased, but I don't want to be shown as a Freddy fanboy, if I was Freddy's fanboy, which I used to be, but not anymore because of how deadly that community used to be. Which is why Nightmare might be the only FNAF character I ever have in this series. Maybe the puppet, because I love the puppet, and I already have a cool fight for him, which is, gonna tell you guys that it was gonna be Chucky versus the Marionette. Mostly because you guys are so possessed killer dolls, which I kind of like the idea. But then when it comes to animation and thinking I'm mostly a Freddy fanboy because I already gonna tell you, Marionette really wins that fight. He doesn't really kill Chucky. He mostly makes Chucky unable to fight back. And also I want to thank all you guys, the guys who support my channel and support my fight series to the bitter end, because this is a series I really love doing. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing the series anymore. It brings a tear to my eye on how awesome you guys are when this series started. The first episode already almost hit over 400 views and over 16 likes. It's getting pretty popular for my channel. It surprised me how loved that first episode was, even though people, well, no one really disagreed with the episode because I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew what Disagaya was. And then the second episode, going with not the best animation, but still has the highest view count, over almost 900 views. It's almost to its first 1,000. My first fictional character collide with its first 1,000 views. It has the most dislikes, but also has the most likes. This is actually surprising as well, next to Bowser versus DDD, which has over 18 likes, while Bill Cipher versus Dementio has 21 likes. It's surprising how some of these fights are getting really loved. Well, I'm not trying to bring out these fights that would give me views because they're so wanted. I'm trying to do some of these fights that I really want to see that Death Battle won't do anymore. That's why I did Bowser versus DDD, because when I saw Ganon versus Bowser, I was like, really? I wanted DDD versus Bowser. That's why I started making that episode, because why not? If they're not gonna do it, why I should do it then. And I was really happy with it. And there was one episode that was poorly animated not poorly animated, poorly researched. But I still stand by. I stand by with the Bass versus Metal Sonic. I'm still going to stand by it. I don't care what people really say about it. I'm really happy with that episode. Being 19 minutes long, that was a long episode with how much I needed to research for either character. And with the winner, I'm pretty sure I really like the winner of it. Finally, Base actually gets a win for once with some fights. And I mostly didn't use the Metal Overlord because that's considered mostly outside help. People were asking, why did he get Trouble then? Well, mostly because you guys listen, I let Trouble in because he's mostly a companion. Because you can't compare a companion to a giant, to Eggman bringing in a whole attack fleet for him to form into the Metal Overlord. Well, I can't believe it's been 10 minutes. I did a 10-minute talk here, people. Well, if there's anything else, maybe if you guys have some questions, I'm planning on making a Q&A later on, but I have barely little like questions to answer. Mostly because I want to talk about like I want you guys to ask me like new questions on like because I had like 2 different Q&As. If you guys want to ask me about the fictional character Collide series itself, how did it all start? Like why did I start making an episode or a series based on all of characters fighting? And where did I got the name? Because I really want to talk about that to you guys. I don't have time to talk it here on this episode because it's almost a 12-minute mark for me to finish. Well, guys, so next episode or a few videos later, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So right now, why not ask some questions? So I really hope you guys enjoy this really cool episode of my fictional character Collide update. Really wanted to do one because it's been a long time since I did. So remember to thank all these animators who have been in this series because they're all amazing. Trust me, they're all amazing. So this is your ruler, the Great Demon, also the announcer and talker of fictional characters live. And I will be talking to you next time. So this is your ruler, signing out.